Ooh, I got some shiny. Look at that Delboy. You could have some too. Hello, people. Welcome to another episode of Iron Fist Mining. Now, I'm back at my spot today, but before we get started, I'd like to bring up something about the gold prices. Alright, now in 2004, gold was at $314 an ounce. Then in 2012, it went up to about 15, 16, almost 17, maybe almost $1,800. Now what I've noticed over that 10-year projected period is that 2 years it does well, 2 years it goes down, 2 years it does well, 2 years it goes down. So far, with the gold prices dropping from that extreme high peak, we've got about a year and 3 months-ish before it goes back up again. That's why I'm not stopping doing the mining, because I know the price is going to go back up. And this is how I know, all right? The 1% likes leaving huge loopholes in legislation for themselves. You've heard of tax loops for businesses, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get to is the man likes to use gold as his money, okay? That's why there's no federal taxes on it. Anything that doesn't have taxes on it is something that the 1% utilizes. So if I can hoard me up some of the rich man's money, I'm gonna do it. Because even though I'm pale and pasty and white, with a nice tan, but I'm not part of that exclusive club that gets to wipe their ass with $100 bills. See what I'm saying? So the more I can take from that rich man that takes from us, I'm gonna do it. I got some stuff to show you, some fabrication junk that I made up and other junk. And for those of you that are new, this isn't the only show I do. I got music on here. I got hot rods. I recommend Project Sam. There's motorcycles, Project Steck Uzi, Suzuki, Ninja. You're going to learn something. I'm telling you. You watch these shows, blah, blah, blah. And before I go any further, I need to make a special thank you to Dale of Delboys Garage. Dale recently got over 1 million views on his YouTube page, and congratulations, Dale. Now see, when I first met Dale, I was Batman and he was Robin, okay? And I gave him some advice on these shows, and he full-on turned into Nightwing, ripping way past Batman, okay? And he deserves it. I mean, he's did the work. Him and Penny have done the work, and those two have really excelled beyond any point I thought would be possible, at least to date. It's just exploded for him. So, and to all of you that are subscribing to me for that, thank you for coming by. But I cannot go any further in this here topic and conversation without giving thanks to the Dale man himself. He's a good dude. I think that's why everybody likes him. He's the better version of me. And he has a cool English accent. And he doesn't cuss people out too often. Though it happens. But he does keep it clean, and I like him for it, man. And Joe says thanks, Dale, if you're watching this one. I know you're a busy man now. It's hard to keep up with 1 million people watching your stuff and leaving comments. I know I'm getting close to it, and I'm having trouble doing it. So, without further ado, I got to show you some stuff. Thanks for sticking around. Alright, so I got my shark tooth thing out here that I made. And just so you guys know, this UHMW plastic is food grade. So even if a rock was able to chip this, which it hasn't, even running all the sand over it that I have, it hasn't wore down. This is the same stuff that your yogurt comes in. So even if it blows in here, it's eco-friendly, okay? It's food-friendly. It's not going to cause any diseases. Now, something that I was using was this elbow on here, but it started wearing down, so I got out the old propane torch of doom and melted this sharp point in there. See what I'm saying? So now when I dig, it's not just blam into it. I can dig down, scoop around, suck all that stuff in, and I'm happy sauce. Now, this one was starting to get short and wore out, and I was afraid it was going to break, so back with the hot rod shows idea, I made this baloney cut one. okay, just like a normal hot rod exhaust. And using the torch I bent it left this wrinkle in there, which I don't really care about. It's plastic. It was my first attempt, which I owe some of this plastic welding, because that's, as you can see, I'm beating it in there. That's thanks to Dell. He actually showed me how to do this in a video, because I was using fiberglass on it. He said, dude, that's never going to stick. So he tried showing me, and I failed and 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 failed again. But I think I got it, Dell. I mean, if that doesn't prove your plastic welding skills banging it into a rock, I don't know what will. So, this thing, basically, when I stick it in the dirt, make the pull, all I have to do is tip it back and nothing falls out. And I just walk over to my classifier and dump it in and repeat. You follow what I'm saying? Now the water here is really low now, except for this little Dan aqueduct I put in. And I'm planning on going higher up, because a lot of this stuff's starting to get exposed. As you can see, this was all underwater before. So where I'm planning on working is somewhere out in here. Now, something that this spot didn't have before was right here. I built an island of rocks in previous episodes. Well, what happened was, because I ate so much of that down and put like this beach of doom going on, it pulled a lot of the overburden off and exposed more of this rocky ground on this side. So I'm really excited about that, because it wasn't there before. That means what I'm doing is slowly sloping this up enough to get all this overburden out. Now, some of these eco people, they don't like it. They're saying, oh, you're damaging stuff. So what I plan to do today is show you that the little fishies and the birdies and other animals like coming here after it's done. And it decreases the possibility for flooding. If you pull it down, more volume goes through, and then when it rises back up, it has the capability, when it gets more pressure, it stabilizes the area, okay? So it's not eroding a whole bunch of stuff, and because the channel is deeper, when it comes rushing down, it's ready to move it along. Follow what I'm saying? Now, I don't see them down here too often, but the deer never came in here before. But there's one of their tracks right there. This doe track. If you want to know what a buck track looks like, it'd look like that. You'd see their two dew claws back there, and it'd be a buck track. And these are slightly more spread for some reason. I don't know why it happens with them, but that's what happens with them. Something I've also noticed is that when I'm cleaning this stuff out, eco people, it's feeding the fish. And there's no toxins in this, because the depth is weighing them down, okay? So from the about that deep off of the surface down to the edge of the dirt and up that high, you have clean water flowing. And if you're wondering why that top layer, it's because of how the molecules of water stack and they carry things. It's like when you fill up the cup and you get that bubble out. Well, the bubble on the top, it carries some of the mercury. And in past episodes, I've come over to like this sand and kicked it in, and it leaves a slick of mercury on the top. Well, that's not happening because of this type of system. So, let's shut me up, because I've gone on and on and on. Get to digging. See how these guys work out, man. I really think that with this on there, it kind of looks like an exhaust setup off a glass pack. You know what I mean? And in case some of you motorheads are wondering, there's going to be more episodes of Bethel Brothers Hot Rod coming up. It's just me and Joey had a little falling out there for a while, so we weren't talking. But things seem to be getting better, and that show may come back on very, very soon. Just stick around, stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Alrighty, people. After all that yapping and talking, there's what I got out of my first pan. Now, the other day on Facebook, I was watching this guy's video he posted, and him and a buddy, after 2 days of digging, that's about what they got. So, even though it's not as much as I'd like so far, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm into some chunk stuff. In fact, you can see some of it. See? Chunky. Get out of there. Get out of there. You're not invited into the shot. So I'm going to put that in and then keep going at it, trying to get more and more as it gets hotter and hotter. Sheesh. And before the water drops again. So we'll see what I can do. There you go, people. Pan number 2. Went up a little higher, and I found a lot better gold, man. Quite a bit more of it. That's probably a tenth by itself, man. Look at all that. Hell yeah, man. I'm not going to talk too long because I want to get more on it. It's 12 o'clock, and I've been down here since 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., I think. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours. I'm going to turn this one into a 6 or 8 because I know where it's at now. And maybe, if we're lucky, you'll be able to see this suction thing going on. Like right here. Remember when I told you don't take out the big rocks? You can see it blowing around in there. It pulls it in from the side, so if you don't screw with it, leave the big rocks in, it's going to jerk a whole bunch of gold in. And where I came up here and said that it exposed more rock, I'm digging in this area. Now all that gold you saw just came out from the back side of this rock. And some from the back side of this one. But 90% of it came from right there. So I'm going to keep working my way up and getting all this bitchin' gold right here. I'm having trouble because there's some clay deposits in here and junk, and it clogs up the sucker, but I think I'm on to some good gold right here, man. We'll see if once I get down towards the bottom, it'll probably even get me better. We'll see. It's hot. And my skin's literally burning. So, and my pile is getting big. Remember when I started this, it was level with this stuff. So, it's as tall as the 5-gallon bucket. See? Now I have to show it from this way. Bam, bam, bam. That's a lot of gravel. I'm going to continue it down. We'll have some terrace beaches. It'll be bitchin'. So I believe this is pan number 3. And this one, wow, did I get a lot. And there's some big ass pieces in this one, man. I found a really good spot. We'll go see if there's any fish in it. My theory is when the water's low, you go high. It's paying off. Oh, I broke my sandal. Oh, it's making it weird to walk in the water, I'll tell you that. No, they're not hanging out in there now, but it made little spots for them to chill out. I opened it up a little bit more. I don't know if you can see the vacuum action going on down in there. Maybe see some shinies in there that I'm not seeing because the camera sees them better. But I am picking up some good crystals, decent looking stones. I think because it's so good, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going, even though I'm starting to feel pain. The backaches primarily come from trying to stand in this current and walk in it. There's a bunch of fish. I know this camera's not going to see them. Fishy, fishy, fishy. And I can smell a dead thing out here. Not sure where it is or what it is, but I smell a dead thing. So, yeah. Alright, you freaky people. There's the fourth one and the final one. I'm getting tired, back's giving out, getting bitchy, getting sloppy, so I better stop. So, let me pick up my stuff, put that thing in a jug, and then I'll show you. And some nature. And there, people, is the gold total for the day. Try to get in there without blocking it with the camera. I'll get it from this side. Maybe. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's probably 2/10, 3/10, maybe even a half a gram, man. I had a really good day. So there's that gold. Shiny, 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 shiny. Ooh, I got some shiny. Look at that Delboy. You could have some too. Okay, folks, it's that time of the day. You saw my gold. I said thanks to Delboy. And when the water's low, go high theory way paid out today. And it's not because I haven't dug there before. I have dug there several times. It just wasn't that good there. So now it is. And one of you guys was like 5 months, 5 grams, or 6 months, 5 grams equals blah blah blah. That's not entirely true because I didn't do it every day. January, February, March, April, I was working. So that was only on the weekends. That's why I started dating them. That way, if you want to get an average of what my spot produces, and that's why I gave you the averages about how long I work here. Today was a long day. That's why I got as much. But typically, it's 4 hours, 5 hours, if I'm trying. And most of the time, I'm just down here enjoying this. There's no headache here. There's nobody screaming here. Every now and then there's a fishman or a crawdad. I wanted to get some nature in this today, but it didn't want to show up, so blah. What else? Can't think, man. I'm too tired. I'm hungry. Gotta go do laundry, cook some dinner, and avoid dead thing. I keep waiting to see a big old deer carcass up in a tree from a mountain lion or something. I've seen the tail of one go through here, but I've never actually seen it. Just his tail. That's why I'm kind of... I don't want to be part of dead things. Not just yet. So, I guess that's it, people. And subscribe to Delboys Garage if you're watching this. He's a good dude. Moonfleet. Something is his channel name. Moonfleet 14, I think. Just Delboy. Type in Delboys Garage. And you'll be happy. You did. You learned stuff from him. He's a smart dude. And thanks for all of you guys subscribing, too. I guess that's it. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And coming along for the ride on Iron Fist Mining. Peace out, babies. I'm tired.